igniting change. Crafting effective calls to action in social movements. In the heart of every movement for social justice lies a powerful catalyst, the call to action. It is the spark that transforms passive awareness into active engagement, turning individuals into advocates and bystanders into leaders. A well-crafted call to action does more than inspire, it compels. Whether it's rallying support for climate justice, demanding racial equity, or fighting for LGBTQ+ rights, these moments are pivotal in shaping history. The anatomy of a call to action, what makes it resonate? A call to action is far more than a plea. It is a strategic communication tool designed to mobilize people toward a common goal. In the context of social movements, its success hinges on clarity, urgency, and relevance to the listener's values. The most effective calls to action are rooted in empathy. They acknowledge the pain, struggles, and aspirations of the target audience, framing the issue not as abstract policy debates but as deeply personal battles for dignity and survival. Evoke emotion. A compelling CTA taps into shared experiences of injustice, using language that mirrors the intensity of lived realities. Create immediacy. Phrases like today or now signal that time is running out, leveraging psychological triggers to prompt quick responses. Beyond words, how nonverbal elements strengthen your message in today's digital age. Visual and auditory elements often carry equal weight to written appeals. A striking image paired with a simple phrase can galvanize thousands faster than a lengthy manifesto ever could. Social media platforms have redefined how activists deliver messages. Short videos, infographics, and hashtags serve as modern-day banners, amplifying reach and creating viral momentum around causes. The power of visual storytelling in activism. Research shows that visuals are processed 60,000 times faster than text. This makes images and videos indispensable tools for crafting impactful CTAs that cut through noise and capture attention instantly. Consider the iconic photos of civil rights marches or the raw footage of protests against police brutality. They don't just inform, they provoke visceral reactions that translate into real-world action. Crafting urgency without panic, balancing tone and substance. An overly alarmist tone risks alienating potential allies, while a too calm approach may fail to ignite passion. Striking the right balance ensures your message resonates without provoking defensiveness. Use precise language that reflects both the gravity of the situation and hope for progress. Instead of saying we're doomed, frame it as this moment demands our courage to rise and act before irreversible harm occurs. Understanding your audience, tailoring messages to specific groups. No single CTA will work universally across diverse communities. Understanding cultural nuances, generational differences, and socioeconomic contexts is essential when designing messages that truly connect. Youth activists respond differently to messaging than seasoned organizers. While younger audiences might gravitate toward relatable influencers or meme-based campaigns, older demographics appreciate historical parallels and concrete examples of past successes. Case study: successful campaigns across demographics. The #MeToo movement demonstrated how a personalized, emotionally charged CTA could transcend borders and cultures. By encouraging survivors to share stories publicly, it created a ripple effect that reshaped global conversations about sexual harassment. Similarly, climate strikes led by young Greta Thunberg showed that authenticity trumps perfection. Her direct, unfiltered calls to action inspired millions worldwide who felt ignored by traditional political channels. Overcoming objections. Addressing common concerns head-on. Potential supporters often hesitate due to fear of backlash, uncertainty about impact, or lack of resources. Proactively addressing these concerns within your CTA builds trust and reduces barriers to participation. Framing participation as small yet meaningful steps, like signing a petition, attending local meetings, or sharing information online, makes involvement feel accessible even to those unsure of their role in larger movements. Leveraging data and evidence. Building trust through facts. Data doesn't just convince minds, it moves hearts. When paired with compelling narratives, factual evidence strengthens credibility and demonstrates tangible stakes involved in taking action. Cite recent studies showing increasing temperatures, rising hate crime rates, or disparities in healthcare access. These figures provide context that turns abstract issues into urgent problems requiring immediate solutions. Statistical insights shaping modern activism. According to a 2023 Pew Research Center survey, 84% of Gen Z respondents believe climate change is an emergency. Such statistics validate the sense of urgency behind environmental advocacy efforts aimed at this demographic group. Demonstrations of measurable outcomes also matter greatly. Highlighting successful legislative changes resulting from grassroots pressure reassures participants that their actions lead to real-world impacts. Maintaining momentum. Sustaining engagement beyond initial sparks. A single CTA marks the beginning, not the end, of sustained effort required for lasting change. Planning follow-ups after initial outreach helps convert temporary interest into long-term commitment. Regular updates on progress made since last contact remind supporters that their contributions matter continuously rather than being limited to isolated events or campaigns. Building coalitions. The role of collective action in calls to action. No individual can drive societal transformation alone. Emphasizing unity among various groups enhances the strength of any CTA by demonstrating broad-based support for proposed initiatives. Highlight existing partnerships between labor unions, religious organizations, academic institutions, etc., to show solidarity and increase perceived legitimacy surrounding your cause. Evaluating success. Measuring the impact of your call to action assessments shouldn't rely solely on numbers like signatures collected or funds raised. Qualitative measures, including testimonials from new volunteers or shifts in public opinion, are equally vital indicators of success. Surveys asking participants how they were influenced by specific CTAs help identify which strategies resonate best with different segments within your community base. Conclusion. Every great movement began with someone daring enough to speak up, and then others joining in because they believed wholeheartedly in the vision painted so vividly through powerful calls to action. Your next step? Identify one area where you feel strongly about making change happen now. Craft a clear, heartfelt CTA based on everything explored here, then share it widely. Because together we can turn whispers into roars capable of shaking foundations and building better futures for all.